Like the lotus flower grows from the mud, transforming pain into power, we rise above. I know that we talk a lot about emotions on this podcast, and I share my inner world and my inner experiences with you. And I have somebody very special today with me. He's actually going through something that is unimaginable. I can't imagine the pain and the heartbreak that he's going through in this situation with his life. And he's going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that and talk about how he's navigating this really heartbreaking situation.
So I have a daughter that was diagnosed with leukemia in September of last year, right after her birthday. Everything in my life, our family's life, was turned essentially upside down in a matter of moments. Leukemia meant to me a death sentence, and though there is a lot of advances in treatment, it's turned my family's life upside down. My daughter's 3, and she's just such a beautiful, beautiful young spirit. She just wants to be a 3-year-old and play, and she goes through many challenges. In her going through the challenges, my family as a whole is going through a multitude of challenges. Our mundane life has turned upside down. Being able to go to the store, having somebody there all the time, getting to her treatments, everything's been exponentially more difficult. And she just wants to be a little girl and play and have fun, and it's not too fun for her right now. She is the most beautiful child. She's the most giving child. She shares everything when she goes to her treatments. She has a port, so she gets poked. The needle stays good for 7 days, and then she has to have it removed and then another one put in. But every time she gets poked, she gets to go to the treasure box, and the first thing she says is that she wants to get a toy for her brother, but for herself. And she's the one going through all this. It's really rough on my wife and myself to try to paint a smile on her face because we have no control over anything. All we can do is advocate for her, be there for her, paint a smile on her face when we're crying inside. It's definitely a rough time in every aspect of our lives. Financially, emotionally, the family unit is stressed to the limit with just making sure somebody's around, making sure there's a vehicle to get her somewhere. She can't just go to the park, and I have a young boy that I like to take to the park, and it's hard because she wants to go, and she can't be around a lot of people. It's just really, really a devastating thing. Unfortunately, there's not much help for the middle class, and as far as anything that we apply for, we make too much money to get any help. There's some private foundations that have helped some with things, but I mean, quite honestly, we were struggling before this, and now it's just exponentially harder. And we're just trying to be happy and let her have as normal of a life as she can. The treatment is about 5 years if everything goes right, but it seems like there's been a bunch of changes to her treatment because things haven't gone exactly right. I guess one of the most challenging things that has happened is I had to take my 6-year-old boy to the hospital to see if he was a match for bone marrow. And I mean, I'm like taking my son to save my daughter. He was happy to do it and didn't know really what was going on, but to make a long story short, he turned out not to be a perfect match. So she is on a bone marrow list. They're searching for someone that matches perfectly, and we're hopeful and keeping a positive attitude that something will turn up.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I know that this is so difficult for you and your family, and my heart truly goes out to you and your daughter and your family. And if I may ask, as far as you and your inner world, what are you doing to try to navigate this? What's going on within? Where are you reaching to? How is your relationship with your higher power? What are you doing to keep yourself together so you could be strong for your baby girl?
That's a really good question. I have a good support group. Don't have a problem with reaching out to other people, and I have a nationwide network of people that show concern and care and will listen when I have something to say. Spiritually, I'm spiritual. I don't really go through the religious denomination thing, but I am spiritual. I know there is a higher power out there at work, and I pray, if you will, every day for the guidance and the fortitude to maintain this journey. Quite honestly, I use yoga and some meditation. That helps me a lot, as well as physical fitness, and that's pretty much.
Thank you for sharing with us today. And for any of you listening, I have put a link to their GoFundMe page, and we would be most honored if you had anything to contribute to this beautiful family, because they need some help right now, and I definitely want to help in helping them. If you want to share this with your friends, we would be so grateful. It'd be amazing. The link is there. You can go ahead and click on that and help out our lovely friend here and his beautiful daughter and his beautiful family. And prayers go out. If you want to take a moment to say a prayer for him and his family and his little girl, we would appreciate that. Our prayers go out to you, and I thank you so much for sharing your story with me today and for having the courage to speak on it and for everything that you're doing. And I honestly wish you the most strength and faith and belief and blessings in the entire world. And we send all of our love to you and your family and your baby girl. Okay? So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for just connecting with me, and the genuine concern and care is incredible. And I've found that the kindness of strangers is so amazing, and every prayer and every thought even is helpful to the cause, because this is my daughter's life and she's amazing. So thank you.